Would you believe me if I told you that a beluga whale was once found in Vermont of all places? Not only is this true, but the story gets even weirder. A complete skeleton of the beluga whale in question was not found at or below sea level, but instead buried underneath a layer of clay that was situated a whopping 200 feet above sea level. Specifically, underneath a railroad which was being built in 1849 in the town of Charlotte, a whopping 151 miles away from the closest patch of the Atlantic Ocean. And if you think this was just a unique example of an animal ending up far from home, that suggestion in of itself has a few problems. For it to be true, a beluga whale would have needed to somehow do all of the following: first swim 491 miles up the St. Lawrence River and then take a detour to the south and swim up 77 miles of the Richelieu River to pass through the international border from Canada into the United States. Then, enter Lake Champlain, swim another 52 miles to the south, and somehow miraculously end up 96 feet higher than the record highest level this lake has ever been in recorded history, a mile inland from it. As you might expect, this strange find posed quite a mystery during the 19th century, being nicknamed the Charlotte whale, which intrigued many regional scientists, especially geologists. And no, before somehow asks, this was not some eccentric personality dumping a pet beluga whale they somehow had in their possession. Rather, this beluga whale was found in sediments, the Charlotte whale, which were emplaced 11,250 years ago, where it died of natural causes. So, how did it get there? The answer is quite strange. Between 11,800 and 8,200 years ago, this very section of Vermont was covered by a vast inland sea which directly connected to the Atlantic Ocean. This means that the spot was below sea level 3 miles from the nearest coastline of the time. But, how would this be possible? It is a well-known fact that during and slightly following the last glacial period, lower sea levels, large amounts of the planet's water were locked in vast, sometimes multi-mile thick ice sheets and glaciers, which altogether covered 25% of Earth's landmass. As a result, sea levels were far lower 11,250 years ago when this beluga whale was deposited, specifically 44.6 meters or 146.3 feet lower than it is today. This volume of ice remained for tens of thousands of years, with a mass so great that it pushed the underlying crust downwards, even to a point below sea level. Thus, when the Laurentide ice sheet completely retreated from the entirety of Vermont 13,000 years ago, it left behind a landscape